Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, you're welcome. Please subscribe before leaving. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this delicious egusi soup. So let's get to it. So these are the ingredients I'm going to be using. This is the beef I'm going to be using, and the frozen stockfish. Here is catfish, salt, ogiri oiru, onion and scotch bonnet pepper, bitter leaves, yeah. And here is my crayfish soaked in hot water like catfish, and here is boiled bell pepper and onion. And that is the egusi I'm going to be using. I haven't measured it yet, so yeah. And the oil I'm going to be using is this oil I got that said the motherland is Nigerian oil. I got in the African store, so I decided to try it. And here is my stock. So I'm going to season the meat, and I'm going to bring them, I'm going to cook them until tender. Meat is cooking. I'm going to clean my smoked catfish. I love to remove the back, and I'm done doing that. Here is me blending my bell peppers. Yes, first I'm going to blend the bell peppers and the onion, the one I boiled. If you don't want to boil them, you can use fresh one, but the boiled one gives it this unique taste. It's very delicious when you boil your bell peppers before using them for your egusi soup. This recipe is so delicious and is also kids friendly. And here is me measuring my egusi. You can use any quantity of egusi. I didn't even measure. I don't know how many grams of egusi that I use. So here is me taking the egusi out. These bags help me to preserve my egusi for as long as it takes. Like this egusi had been in my house for 2 years or thereabouts. So this bag is very, very good. So here is me. I've cleaned the egusi and the crayfish. I'm going to mix everything together. Blend them with my hand blender. There you can use a normal blending. Depends on how strong your hand blender is. If you have this type of blender and it's strong enough, you can use them, or I would advise you to use your normal regular blender. Okay. I'm blending my egusi. My god, this egusi took almost all the charging out of that blender, because I'm using this wireless blender that I usually charge. Is very, very good. So the meat is done. Now I'm going to air fry the meat. You can fry them, or you can skip the frying. Anything frying, air fry or oil fry, you can skip them if you don't want, but I love to fry the beef I'm using to cook these days, and I love to air fry them. So while that is air frying, I've added oil into my pan. Now I'm going to add onion, allow the onions to saute until tender before adding the bell pepper that I blended earlier. Don't want to use frying method, or you are on diet, you don't want to use a lot of oil, or you want to skip oil, you can actually add the bell pepper directly into the mixed stock, your mixed stock. Okay, mix everything together, add the quantity of water you need, and you proceed in cooking your soup. Okay, I have a recipe for that as well. So I added my Maggi vegetable stock or meat stock, anyone you're using, add it at this point, add half of it at this point, saute, add a little bit of salt, stir and allow this to cook for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I'm going to be adding the meat stock, the stock I got from the meat, okay, and the fish that I cooked earlier. I'm going to mix everything together. As you can see, the stock is not enough, so I have extra meat stock, so I'm going to be adding that. If you don't have extra stock, you can always use normal water for this. Okay, so mix everything together and bring them to boil. So as you can see, they are boiling. It's time to add our egusi, blended egusi. So I love to scoop my egusi into the stock. Okay, so you can pour everything inside. Depends on, but this is how I love to make this egusi. So after scooping them, I'm not going to stir them. I'm going to put the lid on, allow them to steam for 5 to 10 minutes. After like about 5 to 10 minutes on a low heat, I'm going to stir at the middle of the, I'm stirring only the middle of the pot. Just stir them. Okay, stir the middle of the pot, and put the lid on back and allow it to cook for another 10 minutes before you stir everything together. So at this point, I'm going to be adding all the stock, the meat, the fish, the crayfish, everything. I'm going to be adding everything together and continue to mix them. So whatever you're using, any protein, the fish, everything you're using, add everything together into the egusi. Look at the color of that egusi. This is why I love to use bell pepper to cook my egusi, because my kids love it. My kids haven't been in Nigeria. My kids are mixed and they haven't been in Nigeria, but my kids eat every Nigerian food I post on this channel. So if your kids are having difficulty in trying Nigerian food, follow any recipe I post, any Nigerian soup I post, follow the recipe and your kids are going to love this soup. Guys, trust me, I'm saying from experience, okay? So I'm going to add a little bit of salt, stir everything together, put the lid on again and allow that to cook for another 10 minutes before adding the onubu, which is bitter leaf. So right now I'm going to be adding the bitter leaf. I love to use bitter leaf on egusi soup, egusi and ogbono. I love using bitter leaf in this soup. Bitter leaf takes the soup to another level. So stir and allow the bitter leaf to cook down for 5 minutes before adding the spinach. Know that your soup is almost cooked is when you started seeing the oil floating on top of the soup. Whenever you're making any stew, soup, and you're using oil, any kind of oil, olive oil or red oil, whenever your oil is floating on top of the soup, that is when you know that your food or your soup or your stew is ready. So here I'm adding my frozen spinach, and after that I'm going to stir them, and we are done, because I don't like cooking spinach for a long time, because spinach is a very tender vegetable. So I'm going to stir everything now and allow it to cook for 1 to 2 minutes, and the soup is ready. So guys, I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. Like I said, follow this recipe and your kids will eat this soup. If your kids don't love eating Nigerian soup, if you are in abroad, try this recipe and your kids will thank you for it. So thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. God bless you all. Bye.